I would love to roll for the new watch for Osgwin, and I'm almost tempted to do it just so that even if we play 4 hours out of sequence, we are still, you can't say, aha, 3 more hours to go. I think I'll have tea in my no encounter little watch here. But no, I think I'm tempted to
yeah, do it.
Seconded.
All right.
Yeah.
I fall for the court of public opinion.
And I have decided that you are not in a safe space.
So.
Yeah, so the numbers have changed.
I can imagine.
There we are. Oh, it's still really, really, really hard. It's still urban.
Yeah. Well, she was told to keep safe, so she keeps safe.
I agree that it makes sense that you are not making yourself conspicuous.
No.
I do want to know exactly where you are.
Sort of private chamber in the room, or private, semi-private, probably like the office.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the way it actually has office, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
It probably has some place where it does business.
Mm-hmm.
So in the keep.
Now let's see if we are thinking about its layout more or less from our hints in our little scheme here. We talked about this as the primary. This would be kind of like the living or manor spaces or things like that. And then I suspect that it does work. That's more like a little temple space, I think. That looks, I've decided that that's kind of more like temple-ish. So I think it makes most sense that you would be back here. This being a primary tower, almost more like a fortress tower, and this being a little bit more like a watchtower.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a big square, right? Of the kind that
it's a tower.
we can think of. So I would say, yes, back in here, and that there are 2 floors at least, and that you would certainly be in a fairly secure official type area. Okay. Beautiful 18.
Assassin?
Well, again, I'm not quite sure it makes sense to check on that. I actually have in mind the people. So I now know who this will be. Let's go through another bit of slashings and slayings.
No, please, I don't like it hard more.
Mr. Pincushion.
We were laughing.
I'm at 31 physical penalty.
Oh.
We were laughing that this business of having such a high endurance is actually a bad thing. Because if you just faint it out after 1 or 2, it's better than just standing there enduring more.
Ow.
Okay, what now? I will I need my sheet with some numbers on them. And I believe that I also...
Did we end after just 1 round last time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard twice. Once from the back, once from the front.
Yeah. And also, though, there was...
Get forced.
Yeah. Oh, man. Seriously.
No, I don't think I did. I don't think I got scores.
No, not at all. No, it's... As we found, even a graze from the horse hoof is enough to really get you. It's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, and it still makes a lot of sense.
So
Like if you read the
sense.
result, you break your ankle, or shoulder. Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
And
And you got off lucky.
Yeah,
I mean, if the thing had hit, severely, skull's fractured, that's the end of you. And it is also time to consider another character in the mix.
Finally.
No, I know you.
The man I had dinner with.
He's back.
His point's fake.
There. Given the ridiculous initiative for a certain character, we will begin with an awareness check on the part of the only two characters who have the sense for awareness checks at this time, which happen to be both of you.
Yeah.
So go ahead and check.
Is awareness being impacted by?
No.
It is not.
Good.
And I critical fail.
Marginal success.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your case, even if you frantically glance,
Yeah, and I'm busy inside.
You are pretty busy, but
inside a cart.
you are, but you're not in an enclosed space.
Okay.
And remember, earlier you had called for the God knows what you think it is, and it may occur to you that you don't see it anywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas you, of course, see the damn thing.
If you want something to
No,
eat,
I'll use one of mine. Let's just not forget that it's mine. I will put it right here. And it perhaps would be visible to you as behind that rock is an almost fluid, inky black, wet motion of something kind of warping or wriggling behind that rock, sort of maybe settling itself a little better, in its stealth. So at least you know that is happening. Which now brings us to the fun of who is fastest, which I think still may be you.
Probably. Going off what happened and what I couldn't see, I see something over there. I've been stabbed in the front and swatted from the back. I'm gonna move to the side to avoid more damage.
The problem with going that way is that you have a raging horse that just maimed a person.
I meant going.
Oh, that way. Yes.
Away from that and away from these two
Right.
people who
Okay.
can hit each other and ending up hitting me instead. They're gonna move away from the craziness.
Christian, can you take a peek at the movement section in the rules just to make sure that when you move out of someone's engagement, well, on the other hand, Geralt has no intention of hurting you.
No.
Exactly.
He did hurt you, but he was just trying to move you. Yeah. And Rodri is in no condition to be doing anything.
Yep.
So there is no real problem. You will go before this donkey, who, as you imagine,
It could be spooked.
is going to be taking matters into its own hands. Hooves in just as soon as it has its turn.
Agency.
Yes, as soon as the opportunity.
Formally, if Rory was still standing,
Yes.
it would be a disengage action.
Yes,
which
correct.
is move 1 hex out of all enemy engagement zone and free move at effective mobility times divided by 2.
Yes. That may okay. So you would, but you don't have to. You have a much more free movement. So therefore, please place yourself as needed. This is another horse.
Yeah.
None of the animals are happy. That animal is also quite capable of, especially after this one.
Yeah.
The others are.
Do the horses sense they are quite easily spooked?
Well, that's true, but let's check on their little awareness when their turn comes.
If I can reach
I'll be
behind
curious
this
to
bush,
see what they say.
More chaos.
Yeah. Awareness, just out of curiosity, is based on eye, hearing, smell. I believe that we may actually have eye 12, hearing 19, smell 19. Okay, 50 divided by 3, which is 17, is their base. And one would imagine that they get a multiplier or 2 on their base. So I would probably put it at 34.
Okay.
For just twice their base.
Yeah.
But it is not yet their turn. So
I think I'm gonna move behind the bush over here and just away from the thing, just keep an eye out and especially on the horse because that's the closest thing to me. Like, don't come over here.
Okay. Exactly. All right. So you are simply hurling yourself out of there.
Yes.
And the next person to go then is certainly, it would be Geralt, but I want to check your number.
My initiative?
Yeah.
59.
59. He is just above you. So I am afraid that he is maddened and is going to do a very irrational thing, which is to step forward and strike at Rodri, who is unconscious, and which is really, really mean. But I think it just has to be done. So that puts us into a strike, and Rodri is ignore. And in fact, it might even be more generous than that to strike upon an unconscious person. So, or
do even like miss? Maybe on a critical failure you miss, but otherwise.
I was just wondering if it would say like there's a specific paragraph because
No, it's just
not on
ignore.
there, but in
the
in one of the
attacking unconscious targets or something.
they're just so thorough
Yeah.
that it might be nice to do whatever they say. I mean, we could easily extrapolate, but maybe they haven't carefully
They
thought about
probably
this.
have.
Yes.
How to do immoral things like stabbing unconscious people. How to do that properly?
Exactly.
Ignore represents the defender being incapable of self-defense.
There you are. Okay.
0 prone modifier. A character who is attacking a prone enemy increases his master
That's-
level by 20.
That's what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yep.
So we are ready with now a 91%. Critical. Critical on ignore?
That's
Shall we continue?
A+4.
Oh wait, and I forgot also what we forgot to do, hit location, which I
Yes.
always forget to do first. So let's try that.
Somewhere he aims at the body. I
Yeah, of
suppose.
course. Yeah, he's not. They don't have enough mental.
He's not thinking clearly.
Yeah, the acuity.
Yeah, also technically you're supposed to say how he uses his weapon.
Correct,
Yeah.
but this is very much
A stab.
a swing.
Swing, yeah.
Yeah. So this is a broadsword.
Yeah. So it's edged.
Yeah.
It becomes relevant later.
Oh, it does.
And determine EML, we did that. Determine weapon modifier and add to EML. I don't.
Right, that's going to be here in
Yes.
that will be in there in your tables.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And so yes, the broadsword has for edge a 5. If that's what we're... Oh, well, 3
I don't
and
think-
2, attack and defense.
Yeah. You add that later. This is.
We'll add that later, right.
This is when you're so good with the weapon, you add it to your chance to hit.
Oh, I already... Yeah,
But he rolled so good, so it doesn't really matter.
I know, but I already had that.
Make skill rolls, we did that. Determine combat result, we did that. It's a 4.
Yep.
Strike delivery, generate strike location with D100
Yep. on body.
against body.
Mhm.
Someone.
Yeah, right. 75 again. That's down here. It's the hip.
Yes. Determine strike impact.
Yes, and that is going to be the number of dice. How many A did he get?
4.
4. Okay, so here's the 4 dice, and I add 8 for the sword's offense and
Yes.
the edge.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's a goner.
Yes, so this is going to be 5. 17.
To the hip.
Yeah.
To the yes. Next step. Determine effective impact because it's wearing armor.
Yeah.
You
Correct.
probably
But I have
subtract
that.
by 2 or something.
No, I have that. So that will be E4. No,
All
wait. Sorry, E3.
Yeah.
So did I say 17?
Yes.
14.
14.
Which I think actually decreases the category.
Yeah, probably drops
in hip. From edge. 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So E4. Yeah, E4.
S4, E4.
Yeah, but is
But he has taken 14.
No, it says.
No, that's the
Check at the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
His hip does not get crushed or whatever, like
Because it's sliced. Yeah.
Because he can still use it because it's less than 15 points of damage to a single hit. Because his
So
armor actually saved him from
Yeah. Anyway, so poor guy though. He's basically just getting sliced, right? So that is what happens here, and then the next person to go is you.
Yep. I'm unarmed at the moment. Is there anything in the cart that I can just grab as a club or something? Are the rules for improvised weapons?
I think there's a weapon
Rhetorical
called
question.
stick, 2 feet.
Yeah, maybe a bottle, perhaps. I'm
You
guessing
know,
it's,
considering that this had gear in it,
Yeah.
and that he brought back gear from his trip
Yeah.
that got stuck in here, there has to be something
Something heavy.
stick-like.
Yeah, stick.
We
like,
will
or,
treat the stick.
or a bottle, like a club, perhaps.
Well, yes, but that's what we are going to use. Is that
Okay, the stick.
Stick. Yeah,
Stick.
it's a blunt weapon.
I mean, just anything that's blunt and grabbable.
I was looking at sickle instead of stick,
Oh, no.
and I was like, 4-inch
Yeah.
for a stick? What? No,
It's a hell of
Point
a
that
stick.
stick. There should be, shouldn't it?
Right, and I'm sorry to say that locating it and grabbing it is going to be a whole action.
Okay.
I just cannot see.
Yeah, because in that case, maybe I'll just try and jump off and run a bit. I guess.
Okay.
Do I know where my dagger landed? Because
I don't see.
I think you heard the horse.
I don't think that was too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because maybe then you might just as well go for the dagger, unless it's behind the mad horse.
It's under or behind, or there are hooves. For sure.
It would be.
I'm not rolling again
No.
to see where I
No,
go
no,
after
no,
the
no,
horse.
no.
It's in that square.
Yeah. I need to think what's the most chaotic thing to do.
You have to be very deliberate to be chaotic. You have to really
Yeah,
think
yeah,
through
yeah.
how to make things unpredictable.
Then I just go for the donkey. It's riding time. I can't ride.
It's sitting time.
That's very fun.
This will be a riding roll to
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
get into position here.
No, I'm not. Yeah, but probably I'm trying to stand on it or something like that. Something stupid.
Well, we'll see how stupid it is
Yeah.
when we roll, but unfortunately, this will be something like an acrobatics or riding, whichever
Yeah,
is better.
Sure. Well,
And you have your penalty.
yeah. But I think I really want to get away from this madman,
Mhm.
this dagger.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Did it hit you?
Try to.
I think I missed.
Wasn't that when the dagger went flying?
That was your
No, that was you. That
Yeah,
was,
my dagger went flying. When
Right.
I
He
I
tried to
parried.
hit you and he parried.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I fumbled it away.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how it is. Yes.
I'm just doing another horse check.
Yep.
I'm just checking where their initiative will be.
Hmm.
And you're at 59, correct?
Yes.
Let's take your action.
Yeah. So as I said, I'll try to.
I believe we had a roll.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what climbing or
No, acrobatics.
I don't have that.
Okay,
so
or
Riding, which I don't
Riding.
I don't have any of those.
But you
Defaults.
can calculate it.
well, he's not going to get a skill base for those.
No.
You need to actually open the skill.
Yeah.
So I think that instead, you are going to have a really
Yeah, let's do it.
yeah. I mean, at best it would probably be some kind of a
How does this game
the agility.
Yeah.
The agility as a base, and that's kind of it, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not even a multiple because then
No.
that grades into skill territory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Should be. And that is how I assume they have written how they do default skills.
They did.
How do you do something? Yeah.
Yeah, and you have this plus, depending on the needs.
Mm.
Typically, that's when there's no. It's not describable by a skill.
Ah.
I don't think I can do that really with my.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't.
You can try.
Yeah.
Since I would probably be at -1.
Yeah.
You can't even try it.
Yeah.
No.
So I think you are assessing your chances,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
not going to happen.
Then I'd probably try and jump down on the side or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah.